Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat at 2047 in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating International Digital Adoption Professionals Day on July 31st, 2025, which is observed on the last Thursday of July. So this day recognizes and celebrates the accomplishments of DAP professionals who work to enable the adoption of new technologies as part of their organization overall digital transformation strategy, ensuring the success of their company's digital investments and elevating digital experiences. Organizations are constantly evolving and are actually investing more in digital than physical resources. Digital transformation budgets are rapidly increasing, according to IDC Research Inc. Transformation project spending is expected to grow by $1.1 trillion between 2020 and 2024 to an estimated $2.4 trillion in 2024. DAP professionals, along with the right digital adoption platforms, DAPs, maximize the value of these tremendous digital transformation investments. If people don't use digital technologies to their fullest capabilities, these expensive technology investments will result in a low return on investment ROS. So who sets digital adoption goals, creates a plan to achieve them, and stays on the pulse of the application usage data across an organization's complex tech stack. So enter the digital adoption platform professional. Using a digital adoption platform, DAP professionals provide end users with customized guidance across applications, transforming their digital experience and empowering them to do their best work. Both employees and customers benefit from the enhanced digital experiences DAP professionals create. Everyone should benefit from technology, and anyone is capable of mastering software and technology to better their work. In 2019, Gartner formally recognized the Digital Adoption Solutions (DAS) market category by releasing its first report announcing the creation of the category, predicting that it will be a key component in solving customer and employee experiences in digital transformation. So digital adoption, DAP professionals naturally focus their efforts on digital adoption, either for in-house employees or customers, providing them with seamless digital experience and helping them fully harness the technology at their disposal. Digital Adoption Professionals Day is celebrated annually on the last Thursday in July as a way to recognize the work of digital adoption professionals globally. DAP professionals work behind the scenes to enable the adoption of new technologies as part of their organization's overall digital transformation strategy, ensuring the success of their company's digital investments. With the DAP category on the rise, the new profession of DAP professionals is flourishing. This unique role is continuously changing and is instrumental to a company's digital success. Today is also commemorated as Lifeguard Appreciation Day, which is celebrated on July 31st annually. It's a day for honoring and appreciating those professionals who are saddled with the responsibility of making sure that pool facilities and beaches are safe for visitors, ensuring that they too are guarded while they enjoy a swim. Lifeguard diligently dedicate not only to their time but lives to enabling a safe environment for swimmers. They instruct and keep a constant watch on guests to prevent injury and rescue them from life-threatening accidents, as more than 10,000 people are rescued during drowning yearly by lifeguards. So what could be more heroic than that? The first celebration of lifeguard appreciation was in 2020. Ellis and Associates, an organization that focuses on aquatic safety and risk management, founded the day on July 31st, 2020, to increase appreciation and awareness about the relentless efforts of lifeguards in making pool facilities safe for its users. The lifeguard profession became a necessity as a result of increasing deaths and injuries recorded in aquatic facilities more than a century ago. Swimming became popular in 19th century and where recreational facilities sprung up everywhere. But the more they opened, the more drowning incidents took place in those facilities. Around 9,000 people reported drawn yearly. A curtail to these accidents resorted to install lifelines in their pools, but unfortunately, they were either too difficult to grab by users or not seen quickly enough. Although a rescue board was installed thereafter, it is still adequately serves its purpose. So, as efforts to reduce the frequency of drowning increased, some communities employed police officers to serve as rescue teams at aquatic facilities. This measure, however, brought a decline in the number of law enforcement agents being present where needed. Subsequently, local governments decided to hire experts trained in water rescues. The word lifeguard eventually became associated with these men and women, and in 1912, the Young Men's Christian Association organized a life-saving service to prevent drowning incidents. 2 years later, in 1914, the American Red Cross Volunteer Life-Saving Corps was founded to train swimmers in saving lives and giving cardiopulmonary resuscitation. CPR. The trained swimmers were deployed to their local communities to serve as lifeguards. Devices were also developed to help save drowning victims. As an example of this is the famous rescue tube invented by the Pete Peterson in 1935. Today, almost all recreational facilities and beaches employ the services of various lifeguards who collectively work to bring the levels of drowning incidents down to bare minimum. Today is also commemorated as World Ranger Day. Park ranger may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that it's World Ranger Day on July 31st. So you may be more likely to have visions of Army Rangers, Texas Rangers, or New York Rangers. But World Ranger Day is not about military or sports heroes. Today we pay tribute to park rangers, also known as forest rangers, the unsung heroes who protect, preserve, and defend America's dwindling wilderness land resources. And we commemorate rangers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Most of us can easily picture the park ranger verifying passes and collecting entrance fees, at entrance both of a national park or the forest ranger, interpreting wildlife and discussing conservation as they lead visitors on tours. But few among are familiar with how often a park ranger's duties bring him or her face to face with life threatening dangers inherent to their profession. In 2004, concerned about the lack of respect for and awareness of the dangers park rangers face worldwide, documentary filmmaker and conservationist Sean Wilmore made it his mission to bring real life stories of the plight of park rangers into public spotlight through the lens of a camera. A park ranger himself, Wilmore spent nearly one full year interviewing rangers in 23 countries, uncovering and recording inspirational stories of services and sacrifice for documentary film, The Thin Green Line. Since its premiere in 2007, The Thin Green Line have been viewed by people in over 50 countries, restoring dignity, pride, and hope to park rangers around the world. The documentary provides a rare glimpses into the daily lives of park rangers, sharing the sacrifices they and their families make amid common risks they take every day. The film became the catalyst for Ranger Wilmore to establish the Thin Green Line Foundation, now the official charity arm of the International Rangers Federation, or IRF, founded in 1992. Together, the two organizations work to provide support and assistance for families of rangers who have died or been injured in the line of duty, not unlike the organizations that support the families of fallen police officers and firefighters. The Thin Green Line Foundation and the International Rangers Federation joined forces in 2007 to celebrate the first World Ranger Day in recognition of the 15th anniversary of the founding of International Rangers Foundation. World Ranger Day draws attention to the men and women who have dedicated their lives to protecting and preserving our parks, forests, and preserves and honors the fallen rangers who have lost their lives while serving. So, well-known primatologist, anthropologist, and conservationist Dr. Jane Goodall became the ambassador for the Thin Green Line Foundation in 2011. Dr. Goodall promotes the World Ranger Day vigorously to draw attention to the vital role park rangers play in protecting, preserving our planet's natural resources and wildlife. So park rangers serve as law enforcement officers, environmentalists, cultural historians, and sometimes all three of these roles. Regardless of their primary role, all rangers are the first line of defense in protecting wildlife, natural resources, and ecosystems within the national, state, and local parks. While ensuring the safety of park visitors, rangers live, work, and sometimes literally die while risking their lives to protect wildlife habitats from poachers and other human threats like wildfires caused by careless behavior. On any given day, a ranger may be required to confiscate arms, intercept poachers and smugglers, and suppress wildfires, and may be required to confiscate and prevent illegal grazing of livestock on federal lands and stop thefts of timber and cultural objects of historical significance. Rangers are always the first responders who perform dangerous and daring rescues by land, sea, or air when park visitors are lost, trapped, or injured. In fact, non-profit groups report that during the past 10 years, over 1,000 park rangers have been killed in the line of duty. Rangers are missing link in conservation. That's why I will do everything I can to support the Thin Green Line Foundation, as quoted by Dr. Jane Goodall. So the new, on occasion of World Ranger 2025, World Ranger Day 2025, New Sights documentary film celebrates rangers conserving Ghana's wildlife. So Today, just 1 month after the 50th anniversary of the entry into the force of Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wildlife, Fauna and Flora, in short known as CITES, the CITES Monitoring the Illegal Killing of Elephants, MIKE program, has released a short film highlighting the crucial role played by the dedicated rangers of Mole National Park in Ghana's wildlife conservation efforts. Guardians of Giants Mole National Park, an 11-minute documentary released by CITES MIKE program, offers an inspiring outlook into the lives of rangers who protect one of the West Africa's most vital wildlife refuges. This also highlights the impact of minimizing the illegal killing of elephants and other endangered species, in short known as Mike's Plus project, which has strengthened conservation efforts across key states in West and Central Africa. Through enhanced monitoring, improved management practices, and enforced capacity, the project has contributed to the conservation of elephants and other African mammals listed in the CITES appendices in some of the continent's most vulnerable ecosystems. So, Mole National Park is Ghana's largest wildlife refuge and an important stronghold to West African elephants. Renowned for its rich biodiversity, the park encompasses a mosaic of savanna and forest habitats that support wide range of species through targeted support by CITES MIKE program. Mole has become an example of how data-driven enforcement and ranger empowerment can conserve iconic species in complex ecosystems. Guardians of Giants bring viewers into the world of mole rangers, from early morning briefings to long patrols across rugged and hot terrain. The film captured the courage, discipline, and unwavering dedication of rangers on the front lines of conservation. Behind every species conserved is a ranger whose story often goes untold. These rangers are more than guardians of the wildlife. They are fathers, mentors, and environmental stewards whose daily work, often out of sight, is essential in conserving wildlife to future generations. Today, we are proud to share their stories with the world and honor their contribution to global conservation. CITES Secretary said General M.S. Ivani Hugo. Thanks to the generous funding from the European Union, the Mikes Plus project has significantly strengthened ranger capacity and resources in Mole National Park. Key achievements include reactivation of the World Wildlife's Division Mobile Training Unit, which has trained over 100 rangers in the field-based conservation skills. The park also received new patrol vehicles, ranger equipment, infrastructure improvements, including ranger outposts and solar-powered boreholes. They have improved ranger welfare, enabling broader patrol coverage and more effective responses to wildlife crime. Rangers are the backbone of conservation, said Director of Operations Protected Areas Wildlife Division of Forestry Commission, Ghana, Mr. Jabir Umaru Farouk. The support provided through the project has empowered them with the right skills, tools, infrastructure, and the motivation needed to carry out this vital mission more effectively. Today, the Mole National Park stands out as a symbol of what is possible when we invest in those who stand on the front line of conservation. Continued support for these efforts is not only essential for safeguarding our wildlife, but also for rescuing the future of our ecosystems and communities. As we are celebrating World Ranger Day on July 31st every year to commemorate rangers killed or injured in the line of duty and to celebrate the work rangers do to protect plants, natural treasures, and cultural heritage, let's pause for a moment to reflect on the courage and sacrifices that rangers make by honoring fallen rangers and standing with rangers who bravely undertake their role on the front line. World Rangers Day is an international ranger federation initiative promoted together with the Thin Green Line Foundation. At the forefront of this workforce are Rangers Protected Area workers, encompassing state employed personnel, indigenous peoples, community, and voluntary guardians, and personnel of privately managed areas. Their work includes protection, conservation, monitoring, visitor services, fire management, law enforcement, education, community support, and regulation of sustainable use. Today is also commemorated as National Jump for Jelly Beans Day in US, which is commemorated and celebrated on July 31st. Not only it is a day set aside to appreciate jelly bean, but it also a day to jump for joy simply because they exist. Jelly beans have been around for more than a century in the US and have secured themselves a position among the most consumed candies in the country. It's not only a candy loved by most Americans, but a candy that even a one-time president described as his favorite. And also there's a little wonder why it is so popular and why 2 days are commemorated to create it. Today is also commemorated as National Mutt Day in US. Dogs are special and they are foodies of national and international days to prove it. But unlike most of our doggy days, National Mutt Day on July 31st focus on the mixed breed dogs who sometimes get over. This day inspires people to learn more about adopting one. National Mud Day also brings attention to the many great mixed dogs in need of homes. In fact, they benefit from the spotlight so much that we celebrate mixed breed dogs not just once, but twice a year on July 31st and December 2nd. So join us in celebrating all the mutts, mixed breeds that make our lives so great. There are a lot of great dogs out there who lack a home just because they don't have the right pedigree. But you can do your part to change all that. Getting any dog is a big responsibility, but a mixed breed will likely be healthier, happier, better behaved, and live longer than a purebred of the same age. Not in the position to adopt a mutt, you can still get out your local shelter with a donation. Your money goes to things like food, toys, and medicine. Every dollar counts, so you can really make a difference in the lives of all dogs at the shelter. If donations aren't your style, you can always volunteer. Shelters need volunteers to befriend the dogs, play with them, and take them for walks. A few hours of your time can make a big difference in their happiness, and happy dogs stand a better chance of getting adopted. Today is also commemorated as National Intern Day in US. America celebrates National Intern Day on the last Thursday in July. This year it takes place on July 31st. Interns have always been an integral part of US workforce. Interns are often trusted with responsibilities such as filing important documents, making calls, or assisting someone who has been in the field for a long time. Essentially, learning the ropes of business. An intern is typically someone who's still in college or has recently graduated, although it's not entirely uncommon to see school children taking up internships either. as long as the minimum working age is observed. Along with the source of income, an internship is a great way to learn more about the industry that one might be interested in. A good internship may also be a great stepping stone to a fulfilling career. National Intern Day is a holiday created by Way Up. The day is dedicated for recognizing, acknowledging the efforts of celebrating the future leaders of the world. Way Up held its first national intern celebrations in 2017 to bring into the limelight the challenges and inequalities that entry-level candidates and interns regularly face in the workforce. Way Up also aims to create awareness of how internships are absolutely essential for acquiring valuable experience and exposure. People often tend to dismiss internships as ornaments on resumes, but they are a real opportunity to create a difference in the workforce for years to come. Today is also commemorated as National Chili Dog Day in US, which is a vegetarian version. The hot dog has come a long way since German immigrant Charles Feldman first sold Frankfurters on milk buns from his snack stand in 1867. It became a huge hit and eventually spread to the United States. However, when the idea to put meat sauce and spices on hot dogs appeared, it kickstarted a wave of innovation that helped expand the scope of American cuisine. But today, we are only talking about, the vegetarian. So during the early 1900s, and over time, chili dogs have become a staple of American cuisine, appearing on the street corners, roadsides, sports stadiums, diners, and restaurants. National Chili Dog Day is a day for everyone to celebrate and appreciate the chili dog. Not only it is a celebration of versatility and satisfying and taste, but it is also a celebration of its important role in American culture. So don't forget to have a few napkins ready for digging. Today is also commemorated as National Avocado Day in US. An avocado is a food without rival among the fruits, the veritable fruit of paradise. So said early 20th century adventurer and US Department of Agriculture botanist David Fairchild when he introduced the gorgeous fruit to the US. And he was right. Avocados are creamy, delicious, vitamin-heavy symbols of nature, offering us a good life at bargain price. All this, plus their versatile value for your body both inside and outside, make avocados well worth celebrating. Today is also commemorated as Martyrdom Day of Shahid Udham Singh. In India, we are observing on July 31st. It is a day to remember the history of Jallianwala Bagh massacre and how the event changed the life of Shahid Udham Singh. He is a historical figure from the pages of Indian freedom struggle against colonial British. General Dyer was given the order to open fire on the crowd that had peacefully gathered to protest the arrest of pro-Indian independence leaders. Shahid Udham Singh assassinated O'Dwyer, and he has hung for murder in 1942. 1940. The day is observed every year to pay homage to brave freedom fighters. So freedom to exist is one of the basic human rights. Every society has fought for freedom at least once. Political conquests make it difficult to live for those who are directly affected by them. India was once one of the richest countries in the world, but the nation fell from its zenith height to dark heights of misery. Within a few years, when the European colonization reached the subcontinent, the internal conflict between the states made it easy for conquest of the nation. Such conquests always exact a heavy toll on human casualties. So India under the rule of British was not an economic powerhouse it used to be a few decades ago. Indians were not happy with this prospect and the demand for freedom and self-governance became strong. When the demand for freedom is in the air, the efforts to suppress the demand will also increase. So Jallianwala Bagh, as was a result of such an effort by the British, Reginald Dyer ordered soldiers to shoot at the peaceful crowd gathered around the Jallianwala Bagh to attend a religious festival and also to protest the arrest of Dr. Saifuddin Kichu and Dr. Satyapal. Soldiers obeyed the order and a massacre followed. Hundreds of helpless civilians died, and the brutality of the British and the event caused ripples throughout the entire nation and even in Britain. The event became a cornerstone event for the freedom struggles of the nation against an empire where it was said the sun never sets, and the brutality of the British. Shahid Udham. Shahid Udham was a part of the crowd and he escaped death narrowly. The sight of his countrymen dying around him helplessly tormented him for the rest of his life. He made it a mission to kill those who were responsible for the entire event, and he succeeded in 1940 when they assassinated Michael O'Dyer. So the life of Udham Singh ended in the same year when he was hanged for the assassination. But his life is immortalized in the minds of Indians who looked for retribution of the Amritsar event. He died with pride and fearless, and he is a great freedom fighter. And today we are celebrating his life and remembering the events that led him to his path. Today is also commemorated as Hawaii Flag Day in US, which is a day celebrated on July 31st every year. Even an unassuming piece of cloth is worth commemorating. And that's what Hawaii Flag Day is all about, a whole day dedicated to learning about and appreciating the Hawaiian flag, or in the Hawaiian language, Kahe Hawaii. Is a flag endowed with a rich historical background. Its design follows more than a century-old strive for inclusiveness. And it's only the state flag in the US to feature another country's flag. Both American and British flags are included in the flag design regardless of these modifications. However, the flag maintained the original idea behind its design even after Hawaiian Kingdom was overthrown by America in 1833. In 1990, John Wayne, the then governor of the state Hawaii, declared July 31st as a day to commemorate the flag, which is still observed today more than 3 decades later. Today is also commemorated as National Raspberry Cake Day on July 31st. We are always up for a celebration of cake and fruit, and when you mix them, you get the lovely National Raspberry Cake Day on July 31st. This day recognizes the refreshing dessert that is summer favorite for many. Raspberries infuse the cake with a unique flavor, elevating it to another level entirely. The raspberry grows in all temperate zones of the world and was only a midsummer crop. However, as with everything, advances in technology have allowed this berry to be produced all year long. The freshest, juiciest berries are the harvest from July to September, however, making July the perfect month to celebrate National Raspberry Cake Day. The raspberry itself has been eaten since the early ages. Our ancestors from the Paleolithic age would pluck them off bushes to eat. Today is also commemorated as Shredded Wheat Day on July 31st. Every year, we intend to get out to by having healthy breakfast cereal. Shredded wheat is one of the oldest cereals in the world. It is made from whole wheat and baked into pillow-shaped biscuits. Some manufacturers have developed different varieties of shredded wheat that include blueberry, raspberry, cherry, and cranberry flavors. Shredded wheat is rich in vitamins and contains a high amount of fiber that helps to prevent heart diseases and type 2 diabetes. Today is also commemorated as Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day in US. It's time for music appreciation, only the less common variety. An Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day held on July 31st each year. This day is a reminder to music lovers that there are many special and uncommon instruments just waiting to be discovered. This unusual holiday or day commemoration encourages everyone to learn about and try a new, unusual musical instrument. Over the years, new, amazing, and uncommon inventions have increased the expansive variety of musical instruments. By the 19th century, electrical instruments came around, and along with this, another unique invention. The Soviet government had sponsored research into proximity sensors. A researcher on the team accidentally invented an electric instrument that can be played without being touched. While not a commercial success initially, it has been since used in the film scores on television and occasionally in pop and rock music. We can trace the history of uncommon instruments around the world, but we are still unsure about who created this day. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in today's celebrations and commemorations. So see you all tomorrow. From tomorrow, we are having World Breastfeeding Week being celebrated from 1st of August to 10th of August. So we request everyone to come forward and promote breastfeeding practices across the world. So we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving the platform. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.